Welcome back to SimShield Project episode 16, a series where I'm showing off the sim racing setups of my viewers and hoping to give you all inspiration regarding all this hobby has to offer. Note that if you are interested in being featured in this series, watch the video linked in the description to learn how to submit your setup, and if anything in today's video does catch your eye, note that links to every product can be found in the description of today's video. With all that said, sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. Starting off and coming from the Netherlands, we have Thomas, a 20-year-old engineer who has spent 3 months and an estimated $9,000 to get this setup where it is today. Mainly used to play iRacing and Assetto Corsa Competizione, Thomas's minimalist single-screen setup has some extremely high-end gear. Starting with the wheelbase, he's rocking the Simagic Alpha U 23Nm wheelbase paired with the incredibly good-looking Simagic FX Pro. Holding this gear down is no small feat, and so to do that, Thomas went with the Trak Racer TR80 aluminum profile cockpit paired with the Trak Racer TR1 mounting brackets in order to achieve this front-mounted solution. On this mounting bracket, he also managed to cleverly attach his emergency stop button, something which you'll definitely want with a wheelbase of this caliber. Down below, he steers away from Simagic as he's gone with the Fanatec Invicta load cell pedals, and to use those, he's also went ahead and picked up some Fanatec SimSport sim racing shoes, something which I didn't even know existed. To sit, and one of the best looking sim racing seats I've seen, he is using the Sparko Grid Q, which he's decked out with a plethora of stickers. Thomas, send me a message on Discord and I'll be happy to send you over an OC Racing sticker to add to that seat. Anyways, we of course can't forget about the massive display. That would be the Samsung Odyssey Neo G7, which does a great job at wrapping up this minimalist sim rig together and is also being held up by the Trak Racer integrated monitor stand, which further adds to the simplistic look of this setup. So powering all of this, Thomas also has an incredible PC rocking an NVIDIA RTX 4090, an Intel Core i9-13900KF, and 32GB of DDR5 RAM, all housed in an NZXT H9 Elite case. Overall, a clean, simple, yet extremely capable sim racing setup. Thank you, Thomas, for submitting. And coming up next with a far more affordable but still very well put together setup, we have Colin. Colin, a 41-year-old engineer from Atlanta, Georgia, has managed to put together this rig for an estimated price of only around $1,200 and claims the theme of his setup is that you don't have to spend a fortune to have a nice setup. Starting off with his chassis, he's gone with the Trak Racer route as he's rocking the TR80 Lite, paired with a random car seat he picked up secondhand. As for his monitor, that would be a 144Hz MSI 34-inch ultrawide display, which he managed to hold up using a custom stand he made with 80/20 aluminum profile parts. Looking to upgrade his wheelbase next, Colin is currently rocking a Thrustmaster T300 RS, which has a custom red center stripe. On either side of his wheelbase, you'll notice 2 small Yamaha speakers, and then you'll also find 2 more near the back of his seat in order to provide a fully immersive sound experience. As this is a budget-conscious build, Colin went with the generic eBay/Amazon shifter, which I've reviewed myself in the past and is actually not bad for the price. High-end sim racing pedals are also expensive, but he's gone with the cheaper alternative, which I've heard good things about. Those would be the SimJack pedals, which I must admit do look quite good. Overall, this really is a commendable sim racing setup for the price, and he's also done a great job with the cable management as he claims only 3 cables leave his rig. It's worth noting that his PC powering this setup not only runs his sim rig but also his gaming/productivity workspace. Talking about his PC, it features an NVIDIA 4070, Intel Core i7-10700, and 64GB of DDR4 RAM, all housed in a compact Corsair Crystal 280X case. Overall, not only his setup, but his entire room is extremely cool as it very much carries the motorsport/car theme, which we all love. Overall, a very respectable budget build. Thank you, Colin, for submitting. And coming up next with something a little bit different, we have Enrique, a 24-year-old automotive technician and videographer from the States. Enrique has spent an estimated $7,000 on his setup, which he mainly uses to play Assetto Corsa. Originally, I thought this was a desk setup, but to my surprise, he's actually using a now discontinued Fanatec CSL cockpit, something I'd never heard of before. The desk, however, he uses to hold up his 3 monitors, 2 of which are 27-inch displays from Asus and 1 from Dell. Now, out of all the sim racing setup submissions I've received, Enrique's has got to be one of the most interesting, as not only is he using a discontinued Fanatec cockpit, but he's also using the now discontinued Fanatec CSW 2.5 belt-driven wheelbase with the new Gran Turismo wheel rim, a wheel that can't be bought separately without the GT Pro base. And if you thought that was all, he's also rocking the fully metallic Fanatec V1 low tail pedals, which look incredibly unique. And get this right, if you thought that was all with regards to vintage Fanatec equipment, he's also got a vintage Fanatec 6-speed H-pattern shifter, another piece of Fanatec equipment I've never heard of in my life. Honestly, I've never even heard or even knew this sim racing shifter existed, and now I kinda want one for myself. Anyways, continuing along, he's also got one of those generic eBay handbrakes, a Quest 2 VR headset for ultimate immersion, and capable streaming/recording equipment on top of his displays. Now, powering this setup, Enrique went with an NVIDIA RTX 2080 Super, a Ryzen 9 5900X, and 32GB of DDR4 RAM, all housed in a fractal design Meshify 2 case. Overall, an extremely unique sim racing setup featuring Fanatec gear I didn't even know existed. Thank you, Enrique, for submitting. And continuing along with some sort of weird coincidence, we have another Tom, again with a minimalistic ultra-wide setup. I think this was a glitch in the Matrix. Anyways, Tom, a 28-year-old from the United States, has spent around 4 years and an estimated $20,000 over the years making upgrades on his rig, and boy do we have a lot to go over. Starting off with his cockpit, he's rocking the popular SimLab GT1 Evo cockpit, fitted with an NRG Prisma seat, also covered with stickers on the back. I don't know, man, something about people named Tom and having very similar tastes is kind of creeping me out. Anyways, I love free promotion, so Tom, if you want, send me a message on Discord and I'll send you a sticker as well. Anyways, continuing along, he's rocking the very capable SimHQ 2 Pro wheelbase fitted with a Cube Controls GT Pro Zero and NRG 350mm round wheel for drifting and rallying. On his right, he's also gone with the Fanatec Club Sport shifter and the cheapest component of his rig, one of those Amazon handbrakes which I've also reviewed in the past. Down below, he adds color to his sim rig with this fluorescent pink carpet, which I actually think looks pretty cool. Talking about cool, that would also be his inverted Huizenfeld sprint pedals for ultimate immersion. And on the subject of ultimate realism, no VR is seen here. In fact, he went out of his way to indicate gross on the VR category of his submission. I didn't say it, he did. Instead of VR, he's rocking a 49-inch Samsung Odyssey G9 monitor with a smaller 32-inch G5 on top for displaying telemetry information. Continuing with the minimalistic footprint of this rig, he is of course holding these up with the integrated SimLab monitor stands. Powering his rig, he's rocking an NVIDIA 4080 Fe, an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X 3D, and 32GB of DDR4 RAM, all housed in a Corsair 5000D airflow case. It's worth noting that he's also got some cool signed posters hung up around his room, altogether making this setup extremely capable, unique, and good looking. So thank you, Tom, for submitting. And ending it off strong and coming from Canada, we have yet another Colin, this time spelled with only one L. Colin with one L is a 22-year-old mechanic who has spent an estimated 10 months putting this rig together and claims to have spent an estimated $5,000 on it so far. Mainly used for iRacing and drifting on Assetto Corsa, he is rocking an almost entirely MOZA racing sim racing setup, as he's got the MOZA R5 fitted with the CM digital dash display and the MOZA ES wheel with the optional Formula add-on mod, as well as the popular KS rim. On his side, he continues with the MOZA ecosystem as he's got the MOZA HGP H-pattern shifter along with the MOZA HBP handbrake. Down below, you already know it, he's also got the MOZA SRP light pedals, and dear god Colin, I really hope you use my affiliate links on all of those MOZA racing purchases. And talking about affiliate links, you can find those as well as plenty of discount codes for many brands featured in today's video on my website. Anyways, holding up all of this gear, Colin is rocking a Nexo Racing GT Elite chassis fitted with the ERS2 seat. Holding up his curved 32-inch Samsung G5 displays, he's using the Six Sigma Sim Racing freestanding triple monitor mount fitted with the PC holder, which is where his computer sits. Talking about his computer, it features an NVIDIA RTX 3070, an AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, and 48GB of Corsair Vengeance RAM, all housed in a Corsair 4000D case. I will say though, there is a bit of cable management work to be done here. Anyways, it's worth noting that Colin also has a Quest 2 VR headset for ultimate immersion and has fitted his living space with some very cool accessories including several car posters, baseball gear, and other neat decoration pieces. When racing in the dark, he has also fitted some RGB strips underneath his rig to add a cool glow effect. Overall, a very cool and consistent triple screen setup. Thank you Colin for submitting. And just like that, this ends SimTour Project episode 16. Keep in mind that all gear mentioned has been linked in the video description, and if you are looking to build or upgrade your own setup, daily deals on sim racing equipment can be found on simspots.com, and discount codes for added value can be found on my website. All of those are linked in the video description. With all that said though, comment down below which setup is your favorite, and as always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.